Just heads up, we are live now. I'm going to start sharing that link and letting everybody get in. I'm really creeps up sometimes here.
Yes. I shall tweet something.
Yeah, do you want the link?
Mm-hmm.
It's for you.
So Apple created something called the Touch Bar for their Macs, which was a little OLED strip at the top of the keyboard.
That was a while ago, right?
Yes,
I remember that.
They've since ditched it. It was, to them, a bad decision. I personally loved it. One of the things that happens if you're on audio, all your audio controls pop up instead of the F keys or whatever. So I could just hit mute no matter what audio, well, no matter what program I'm in. There was a little mute button I could just smash right there. Restream doesn't have it. It's the only one. There's no, but I'm getting a new Mac anyway. The Touch Bar is gone and dead. It's dead to me.
Interesting. How did somebody get into our restream? Rad, what are you doing? How'd you get in here? Maybe it uses the same link every time. Interesting.
So should I not tweet that link?
Oh, no, you can tweet the YouTube link for sure. All good. Who is this? They just keep coming back in. I don't like this. Maybe we have bots now. We're being bot attacked. GM, guys. GM Michael Chen.
Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, I want you to do that hyped up good morning, but replace Vietnam with something like Alpha Mint or something.
All right.
You killed it. You could do that for sure. Are you in?
Yeah, I could do that.
Free market's getting an M1. Are you getting an M1?
What are you talking about? Like a serum? Sure.
I don't know.
Is someone giving them away?
I don't know. Josh C just asked if you're getting a mutant.
No, not that I know of.
Maybe it's a surprise. You get a surprise.
Yes.
Airdrop.
Well, this morning I hop into the Kaiju Alpha room and all I'm seeing is FMC, you won. I'm like, what the hell are they talking about? I guess they had seen my Cool Man's win. Everybody's eyes are glued to all the Cool Pets games and raffles going on amongst the elite communities and NFTs, as the Cool Cats crew has now dished out hundreds of whitelist spots, if not thousands, to all the upstanding and good communities out there that they partner with. And yeah, I was lucky enough to win one through Cool Man's. I'm 0 for 2 in the Lemons Discord. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, the Lemons have a very, very cool little game that they designed using hot commands. You play ! Explore. You run that in the special channel that Cenarius made for the Cool Pets whitelist giveaway. And it's like a little probability roll, but there's this fun animation that goes along with it. And you may be lucky enough to find a Cool Pet whitelist spot on this quest. And there's 200 of them. Cenarius has I think more than any other project out there. Or I think 200 was what they gave to a lot of projects, because Cool Man's gave away 180. So I'm wondering where those other 20 went. And Cenarius is giving away 180 with this game, but also reserving 20 for just a straight raffle in the general, which means anybody, whether you win a lemon, whether you own a lemon or not, has a shot at one of what is billed to be the hottest drops of January and probably this year.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I gotta find a way to get in on one of these pre-sale lists.
Yeah,
I wasn't even paying attention, and then I saw everyone be like, "Free market one, free market." I'm like, "Fuck!" I'm in half these discords. What am I doing?
Congrats, Chipper. You just won a pet too. That's awesome. Pet fam, baby.
Damn. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, these things are going to be big for sure. We actually have a lot to talk about with them too.
Yeah, we'll go over just the kind of the mechanics of the game that they're designing, and how people who don't even own cool cats will be interacting within that system, as cool pets will be the next entry into that cool pets universe.
I've been thinking about this too. I really like the way that they're doing the pre-sale drops for this, like giving it to all these communities. The communities can kind of drum up some engagement and excitement in there. There's lots of reach. Not that Cool Cats really needs it, but it seems like a pretty like fair, equitable way of doing it too.
Definitely.
And everybody's typing, or everybody's like talking about it, right? They're like, "Oh, I want it in Cool Man's." Like, "Oh, I want it in Lemons." Like, it's really cool, like viral spread. That's not gimmicky.
I'm also loving the partnerships we see now between these projects. Interoperability isn't just about the metaverse, and I think that this is what you're going to see now, that projects are going to be giving perks to the real metaverse right now is Discord, right? It's the one place where every NFT is inserted into, and we all go to interact with each other. We all play in each other's Discords, and we share the emojis that we love from the projects that we love. And for better or for worse, right now, Discord is the metaverse, right?
Yeah,
and
true.
Yeah, and I think that while we're trying to, find interoperability within these like 3D worlds, whether it's DCL or Sandbox and that type of thing, we've already been existing in the metaverse. Yeah, shout out to Cass who had the same point. And I think that we talk about the new social networks, right? It's these alpha rooms, whether you're a Kong, whether you're an orc, whether you're a cool cat, whether you're and this is how these social networks are interacting right now. I love seeing it. It makes you feel part of something. I think that's what's very powerful about NFTs.
Yeah, Discord's been killing it. Look at that. We just started talking, and it's 8 minutes later. Do you want to do the sound effect? And we'll start the show. GM, everybody, and welcome to the Thursday, January 6th edition of the Alpha Mint Morning Show, hosted live on YouTube and Twitch. I want to give a big shout out to everybody that's made the jump over from our Discord into YouTube. Yesterday, we had a really, really great show. I know Free Market and I were really happy with the turnout. I think at the peak, we had 75 listeners, which is still above our previous all-time high. Well, at least before the one we set yesterday or the day before. I have time, again, no concept of it anymore. But I am your host, R2 Degen, and joined with me, as always, by Free Market Capitalist.
Hey now.
How are you doing today?
Doing wonderful. It is still firmly an NFT bull market. There are fun mints every day. Every day a new secondary project from last year pops. And, spaces are hot. There's action all over the place, and I'm enjoying it.
I think you spent most of your day yesterday behind a microphone, if I could recall correctly. You jumped out of this show almost immediately. Yep. I saw you right into the morning squeeze, is it, for the lemons? Mm-hmm. That pretty much took you into the afternoon, and then like right from there, you went into another lemon Twitter Spaces that you had. How's your voice feeling today?
Yeah, my brain is more mush than my voice. But, Michael, who runs the Morning Squeeze, and shout out, you guys should definitely join that. It's a lot of fun. He's at CES right now in Las Vegas, the Consumer Electronics Show.
Oh, cool.
So he had to end a little early. And then Duchess Betty took over. And boy, that spaces just went and went. And I mean, these feel relatively effortless. It's like lemons are having a good time congregating right now. It's not forced. And, it literally lasted all day. So it spilled right into the evening one, which is lemons after dark. It gets a little randy in those. There's certainly some language and some naughty concepts that are strewn about, but live on this nighttime show, a 22 ETH lemon sweep went down by the king himself, Top Shot Keith, live on the spaces. So these spaces are very exciting. And the one thing we're looking forward to is the big Lemons Town Hall AMA on Twitter Spaces this Saturday. Should be huge.
Yeah, there's been a lot of hype around this town hall. I know that he's been working on merch. He's constantly tweeting about and posting, like looking at color swatches for the gear and stuff. And I'm really excited to see if some of that gear matches up with some of the traits on the lemons. I will definitely be buying myself a beanie for sure.
Yeah, and it's a little weird because it's Lemon Friends, right? One thing we know is that Cenarius and his team, shout out to Drop Acid, who I heard talk so much yesterday, and like I understand why this team is so competent and like the smart contract was so well written. But this team doesn't like hype. They don't like influencers, and there is a weird amount of like smoke around this AMA that's coming. And he has a very dynamic and fun roadmap coming up, and I know for a fact he has just been nonstop work since mint. It's actually very hard to get a hold of Cenarius, and not because he's on vacation, but because this guy lives lemons, and I think there's going to be some really big things at this AMA. So looking forward to it. And lemon,
yeah, lemons. You know what? Honestly, I don't think anybody at this point needs to reiterate how bullish you are. We are. Alpha Mint is on lemons, but I mean, it continues to exceed expectations. I believe that you're right. Like Cenarius is hard at work behind the scenes. One of the things that has really impressed me, and one of the reasons why I believe that I think it'll continue to grow, hasn't reached that like crazy hype cycle that Cool Man's and Alien Friends has yet. But I mean, the community is so rabid around this project. Like I cannot log into Twitter without seeing spaces going that's lemon centric. There's always hundreds of people in there listening, engaging, chatting. And like you said, this went from what, like 11 in the morning till probably 10 at night. Like it was just nonstop.
no, 1 a.m.
Oh my God. Okay. So 1 a.m. Like we're almost on a 24-hour cycle of lemon Twitter spaces, plus their Discord, plus all of the stuff that they've got going on behind the scenes. This is not only a team that I think is hard at work, but a community that's hard at work too. And it's crazy to see how they rallied around this project.
Yeah,
Crazy.
and big shout out to Alien Friends, because they honestly have similar vibes. I'm not as deep in that community, but I hear they have spaces every day. They have Twitch streams, and it's no surprise to me that both of these communities are far exceeding that. These were 0.02 mints, people. Like Cool Man's Fabulous are 2.5 million followers on Instagram. I'd expect his 0.1 mint to be where it is now. I was surprised it wasn't there sooner. Little Lemon Friends and Alien Friends, these are phenomena. These things they are outperforming right now, and it's really great to see. It's because of their community.
I haven't even checked on Alien Friends today. What's going on there?
1.4, just holding that. They didn't give a no big give back. They got up to 1.7 yesterday. Lemons hit a new all-time high of 0.51 before cooling off a bit this morning. But, Lemons hadn't seen a sale this morning in like 3 hours, and they're still holding 0.47. Like this, you see support building in all these collections, and these are getting into the hands of diamond-handed holders. We're up to 4,300 almost unique holders in Lemon Friends now.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible because this just started off as like a quick "How was your day yesterday?" and now we're into like a 10-minute segment of lemons and Alien Friends and Cool Mans, and we keep going back to it. And you know what? Like, fuck it, let's keep talking about it, because one of the things that we were talking about yesterday, and I don't think we got to it on the show yesterday, is why these projects are so successful, particularly Alien Friends and Little Lemons, with that 0.02 mint price. And I do think that it was just so incredibly accessible for newer people or lower liquidity people in the NFT space to get 5 of these, 10 of these, feel like they can sell a few and still hold some, and watch this price go up. I mean, now all of a sudden, people that have spent 0.1 ETH on 5 of them are watching this become like an incredible amount of money for them. And, they are just like convicted holders at this point. I think that this is such a powerful thing that these projects have created, especially, not being super greedy up front with the mint price, because, I think that both of these would have minted out at maybe 0.05. I'm not sure if it got a little bit higher than that, if how great it would have done. But I think a lot of the result of the success of Lemon Friends and Alien Friends is that they allowed this like new group of people to get in with strong positions in there and just hodl the shit out of them.
Yeah, and I mean, there is no better bonding mechanism than getting rich with somebody. And I know that sounds a little like trivial or superficial, but when you paid 0.02 for something, like you said, someone who paid 0.1 for 5 minutes is sitting on 2.5 ETH. There's a lot of people that this was their first NFT mint. We've heard it on the spaces so many times because it was so accessible, because they're cute. You know what I mean? This was just a lot of people's first mints. And when you minted 10 Alien Friends and you're sitting on 16 or 15 ETH right now, and when you minted 5 Lemon Friends and you're sitting on 2.5 ETH, which could be more money than you've ever seen in your life, that you want to get in those spaces every day. This is what forms a community. So while a project shouldn't focus on price, you cannot deny that when a project sees an early cook like this, and it's not just some like random influencer pop that dies the next day, they have these dopamine rushes. They want to be in the spaces and talk about this thing that is just making them wealthy.
Yeah, I agree 100% with you. Is that bonding mechanism too, right? Like this is a crew that is going to come up together. They're going to be celebrating their wins. They're going to be, patting each other on the backs. And honestly, like one of the things that I think is great is that they are happy for each other when they sell for that big win too, right? Like you'll see somebody be like, I had to sell one of my lemons for 0.4, like it sucks. And everybody else is like, no, man, like that's amazing. Like you did so good on this, right? I think that's very important too, because, you could do the other side of it where people almost, they almost get the boot from the community because they dared sell one, and that can't be what it's about either, right? Like it's got to just be this mutual understanding that you had to come up together, and you're bros or brothers and sisters for life, right? Like, and I think that Lemons and Alien Friends is a great example of that. And I always keep going back in my head to the conversation I heard about with one of the guys who minted Bored Apes back in April. And he said, like, you're watching the Larva Labs and the CryptoPunks have this like ultra successful project. It's, unattainable prices for the average person. And it looks like they're having so much fun. It's this community. And, Bored Apes at its onset wanted to be that too. I mean, like we've talked about it before, their initial goal was to flip Meebits. Like imagine the day we flip Meebits. Like, oh my God, now they're the biggest profile picture community on the planet. But it started from these humble beginnings, and I see a lot of parallels with Alien Friends and Little Lemon Friends. Now, obviously, they are a far, far shot away from 75 ETH floor. But again, this is where things start, right? And I think it's incredible.
We talk about a 0.4, how it's hard to sell your 0.4 lemon because you still want to be part of the crew. I mean, think about what apes are going through right now. Like this is life-changing money for the majority of people that minted and are still holding Bored Apes. But you don't want to, and of course, I don't think they would literally lose their friends, but that's what you feel like when you're selling this thing. You're not going to be allowed in the alpha room anymore. And as nice as, your friends may still be to you, you're going to internally feel like you are out of the club. And that's a very powerful thing with these NFTs. So of course, no one should ever be shamed for selling. We are all here for the come up, and it puts the lemon in the hand of somebody who paid more money. It raises the floor of lemons when you sell a lemon higher than you paid for. It's a good thing.
Yeah, the person hosting the space yesterday actually made a really good point about that too. Is like, don't be mad that somebody is selling. Like, you are now putting a lemon in a new holder's hand that's going to enter the community, and there's exposure there too. And sure, some of them are going to be in there for a short-term flip. They're going to be taking profits. Maybe it hits 0.7 and they're like, oh, cool. Like, you know, a 75% profit. That's great. But you know, no exposure is bad exposure. The more eyes on these projects, the better they're going to continue to do. So I think it's a fascinating topic. And I mean, I think to say that it exceeded all expectations would be an understatement. Like, we were bullish on them, but I mean, this is mind blowing. So amazing, and amazing on you for being a huge part of that community too.
Thank you.
Well, I guess we could actually just start with the intro segment to the show now, 20 minutes in. But actually, for once, it's interesting to talk about. Normally, we hop on CoinGecko and be like, yeah, Bitcoin, Ethereum trading sideways, good for NFTs, blah, blah, blah. Not so much today. NFTs. Crypto did take a pretty big dump yesterday. Ethereum, I think, got down as low as 3,200, if I can recall correctly, sitting at 3,400 right now. Bitcoin was flirting with 42,000, sitting at 43,000 right now. I think that there's a macro sentiment here, as you kind of mentioned to me in the pre-show, of the Fed's looking to increase interest rates. Is that something you think is having a big effect on this?
Well, I think you saw both the stock market fall off a cliff yesterday, and it seemed like crypto was a knock-on effect as everything went risk off, right? There's this idea that crypto is some sort of hedge against bad things that happen in the world. That's ridiculous. It's a risk asset, okay? It is not a hedge against inflation. All it is another risk asset, and when things go risk off, like they did yesterday, we see it spill into other markets. Now, I traded futures for a long time. Whatever the headline is almost never the reason the market is falling. It has to be a very, very unexpected exogenous shock for the market to fall on news. You know, none of what the Fed said in their minutes was unanticipated, okay? We had a Santa rally that many people thought was not going to happen. Late November, early December was very shaky in markets, and we ended up ripping to new all-time highs. The S&P closed out the year plus 27%. I know that doesn't sound like a lot to you NFT traders, but this is mind-boggling in traditional markets. And all I think that's happening right now is things are cooling off. As far as crypto, my lemonition the other day was that we're going to be in a very sideways, range-bound market that thinks that is going to make both sides think they are very right at times, which means we could poke slightly new lows on the downside or slightly new highs on the upside. But I do believe we're going to be in a $3,000 to $5,000 range on ETH all this year. And I think one of the larger reasons you're also seeing a dip in Bitcoin is people like Michael Saylor. His average price right now is $30K. Markets like to screw as many people as possible and inflict max pain, and I would not be surprised to see Bitcoin sell down to about 30K so that creditors can come for Michael Saylor's micro strategy and the dumbest leverage long I've ever seen for a publicly traded company in my life.
So you're saying I should probably look at exiting my position in MicroStrategy? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. I
can hear you doing the NFA thing right now. Right. Well, okay. So free market. If you were holding MicroStrategy stock right now, what would be your play? Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. I won't put you on the spot like that. But never buying it in the first place. Honestly, like, you know, I'm looking at the CoinGecko right now, 10% down on the 24-hour for Ethereum. All I'm seeing there is just that NFTs are getting cheaper in USD terms. So
USD coin is green. I see that.
Yeah, very, very slightly. Pretty hard to say anything USD is green, though, honestly. Like, I don't think that's going to be a thing. Yeah, good on it for holding true there. But yeah, you know what? It's one of those things that if Ethereum is down and you are looking to get into NFTs or looking to add liquidity into your pool, you're starting to get into a range where it's probably not the worst idea. But like you said, there could be more pain coming, or it could be the complete opposite.
Yeah, I could see 2,800. People would freak the fuck out. It would be the end of the world. I would turn all my BitClout into Ethereum if that happened.
Yeah, but you're still holding BitClout? You're telling me to sell fucking MicroStrategy?
You don't even know how bad that I got bagged. First of all, New York, I just want to say a big fuck you to the southern. No, wait, I don't want to do that. Let me just say that New York has
on YouTube, by the way.
I am on YouTube now, and I am.
You always have been, dude. This is
the Southern District of New York. I appreciate all the district attorneys there and consider them gods amongst men, Chads. If I had to describe them one way, Chads.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I believe you. I believe you. One headline that kind of caught my eye, but not for the right reasons, was Solana, Terra, and Polkadot are growing faster than Ethereum did. That gets my big no shit stamp of approval. That's like saying like an NBA team like the Toronto Raptors reached 1 million fans faster than the Lakers did, the Minneapolis Lakers. Like, yeah, the ecosystem has so much more participants. There's so much more money flowing around it. And as people have gotten ETH rich, Bitcoin rich, and they're throwing shitloads of money into these other coins. Solana had tons of VC backing that have been pumping the shit out of it. This is just like one of those like nothing burgers to me, but I just thought it was a funny headline.
What this article implies to me is that Terra, Polkadot, and Solana would all make more money if they got into the legal cannabis industry, as that picture up at the top seems to be a cannabis plant growing faster than the others.
I got to get this off the stream.
Ah, cop.
No, keep going. Sorry.
Yeah, this is a nothing article that means nothing, and there's lies, there's damn lies, and statistics, and correlation is not causation, and all those fun sayings that make these type of dribble articles that are just used to fill space when they don't have anything else to write about. It is stupid.
These were headlines you saw a lot of in 2017 as well. Ethereum was having its moment, and like, oh, Ethereum is growing faster than Bitcoin ever did. And like, yeah, of course it was. Like, it took forever for Bitcoin to reach a $10 million market cap or $1 billion market cap, and like all of that money starts to flow down into these other assets as people are looking for the next one, and as it gets more mainstream adoption and whatnot. But even in 2017, after Ethereum, it was like Neo and there were a couple other ones that were like, oh, these ones are going to be the next Ethereum, right? And like it was just like they're all shit now. You get every bull run, you get a handful of these projects that really kind of like capture the right strides and do really great work, and the rest of them, I mean, go to zero. So many coins from 2017 have never reached the all-time highs that they reached in 2017. And they had crazy growth cycles then, but it's just it was whatever. Ethereum is at the top of the chain, no pun intended, for a reason, right? So
100.
Last article I had pulled up is Axie Infinity leads gaming-wide crypto crash amid wider market rout, and this is one of those things. Sand, Mana. The Axie token, they're experiencing definitely a stronger pullback than the rest of the crypto market, but they were also experiencing a much steeper rise up right before. So I mean, this just kind of makes sense to me. I don't think crypto gaming is dead or in for a world of hurt any more than anything else is. But I think it was a combination of its own kind of ecosystem getting a little bit frothy.
Yep.
No, you agree on that one?
I'm 100% in agreement with you.
Cool, man. We could keep moving on. Coinbase yesterday announced a new kind of tranche of NFTs. And the one thing that surprised me really quickly, it is SupDucks and 3 projects that neither of us have ever heard of. Mumbot, Eddie Gangland, and Gabriel J. Weis were the 4 that they announced. I did a little bit of digging into the OpenSeas on the Gabe Weis and the Gangland Skulls. And I was actually pretty surprised to see there was a little bit of volume on there, but it didn't do anything too crazy for them. Although this is a really low supply. So I'm wondering if people are starting to get a little bit of burnout on the Coinbase is soon kind of.
Well, yeah, I think that effect is happening. People also want to see, like, what is the Coinbase effect actually going to be? Are people going to get into NFT? You know, is this whatever? So I think that we're just at the point where it's like put up or shut up. That said, SupDucks is one of my favorite collections from last year, so not surprised to see them on Coinbase. Oh, look at that! There
you go.
In that skull.
Just for you. No, actually, these look pretty good. I don't dislike them. They aren't complete one-of-ones, but yeah, 10 total in that collection. I agree, and that's the other thing too. Is you bring up an interesting point. We don't know how these partnerships are going to manifest on the NFT marketplace. Is it going to be high exposure, or is it just going to be like OpenSea's landing page, which I don't think anybody even looks at, right? Like, do you? I can't remember the last time I've been on OpenSea's front page.
I think the real differentiator here is that only approved projects can even go on the Coinbase exchange.
That's a good point.
These are all going to be like doxed KYC projects where there's no risk of anybody getting rubbed. When a collection goes up on Coinbase, there's not going to be a scam collection because every collection has to be approved. So this is going to be the benefit. It's going to be a minimum friction, safe way to onboard people into NFTs. And OpenSea will still have its use case, as ideally it still won't be KYC yet. You'll have, anybody can still post their collection up there. But we see that the downsides of decentralization are not going to be beneficial to onboarding people who are not familiar with crypto. So I think that's really what's going to be the benefit of Coinbase. Ideally, once people wet their beak with Coinbase, they go, well, let me go check out this OpenSea. Oh, my NFT's on OpenSea too. Let me go check this out.
Yeah, a great point. It really is how it starts. You start with this like zero friction interface. Most people have Coinbase at this point, but not many people have OpenSea or even MetaMask, right? And right. You start down that rabbit hole. And if that first step is easy, there's going to be a certain percentage of people in there that start to gain hold of some interest in NFTs and start to see what else is out there. So yeah, I mean, that's an amazing point. I wholeheartedly agree.
In my opinion, the bigger deal this year is going to be when Venmo and Cash App announce their moves into NFTs, because I think Coinbase is still, it's something that you have to be maybe financially minded or have a bit of a risk appetite to start to explore anyway. Whereas the apps that people use to pay their friends their half of the dinner check, if you can buy NFTs there, I think that's going to be a much bigger foray into the mass market than Coinbase.
That's interesting, actually. I never even really thought about Venmo, but I guess it makes perfect sense. Cash App has been pretty crypto friendly, but yeah,
they're doing crypto now, so I think it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, I mean, never underestimate the amount of people that's onboarding into this space too, simply because the button popped up on the app that they already have downloaded. Right. So yeah, great point. Let's go into WGMI a little bit. Things were a little bit slower on the 1 day. Again, we keep mentioning it. Forgotten Runes Wizard Cult won't go deep in that, but now sitting at a 3.3 ETH floor. That thing has just been absolutely relentless. Pudgy Penguins, which actually we'll talk about next, is climbed back over that 1 ETH floor. It's sitting at 1.2 right now, and there might be some news out there or some partnerships brewing that gets that project back off the mat. But that remains to be seen because it is kind of messy in there right now.
There was utter
Oh yeah.
collapse in the Pudgy Penguin community yesterday. It really seemed like anybody who was left in management threw in the towel. The homie Cold Pizza, who was billed to be their community manager, and unfortunately had contract disputes with them, held a very large spaces that weekend to explain it to the public because there was a lot of misinformation going on, as tends to happen with these things. The Pudgy Penguin community was in shambles, and it really seemed like the death knell yesterday. But there were there were a few people who, look, I mean, this is still a very large community, and it could easily be taken over and something done with it, and I think it could be revived. So you saw a few people kind of throwing their hat in the mix, including BeanieMaxi.
Yeah, there was a lot going on Twitter yesterday regarding the Pudgy Penguins. The first thing that popped up was 9x9x9, who is heading up the SOS token, and that's the Open DAO, correct? He's one of the biggest, if not the single biggest, Pudgy Penguin holder there is. We talked a bit about how well Pudgy Penguins kind of maintained the bear market, with their floor staying above that 2 ETH, despite seeing a lot of projects similar in nature just getting absolutely wrecked. As it turns out, 9x9x9 was loading up on any Pudgy Penguins that were around 2 ETH at the time, and he accumulated 242 of them, like he said, mostly bought for 2 ETH. So that's a massive position that he had, including his profile picture that he rocked for a long time. He paid 100 ETH for, but he wrote a very large thread on Twitter that talked, I don't know why I just said it like that, Twitter, that talked about his relationship with the team, how he was approached several months ago about buying 20% equity in the Pudgy Penguin brand for 4,000 ETH. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. He rejected the deal. He didn't stop buying them, and he still wanted to be a part of the community, but just didn't want to pony up that much ETH. Don't particularly blame him. He was a big advocate for them, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Pudgy Penguins, as you mentioned, underwent a lot of turmoil with their team, with the community manager, with the community itself. We heard some reports that community was starting to get very toxic too. And fast forward into this week, the Pudgy Penguins reached out to Nines, as I'm just going to call him from now on, to buy 100% of the Pudgy Penguin project for 888 ETH. Now, the biggest thing to keep in mind here is that they did some fundraising and sold some stuff that they haven't yet delivered on, as I'm led to believe. And they cleaned out the treasury, split it amongst all of the founders, left it at zero. And they're basically saying, hey, for several $1 million, you can take on this project that we just absolutely gutted, and we'll wash our hands of it, to which he also declined.
Yes, it is a she, by the way. I have heard her on Spaces.
Oh, sorry, my apologies.
No worries. Very few people know that. It is a Fleur situation. It shocks a lot of people, but this is really the death march for Pudgy Penguins. I don't know what will come of that community, but 9x9x9 is now focused on her SOS coin. So I think that's where...
Bullish on SOS. I loved this thread, the way that it was written. It was very factual. There was no, shit flinging. And it does make me more bullish on SOS, and the fact that somebody of this level of competency is heading that project up. Pudgy Penguins, on the other hand, I guess had a community vote to remove Cole from the team. Probably no surprise there. Should have been done maybe a long time ago, as that's just been a big point of contention in that community as well. But leave it to Beanie to jump into the conversation and just, I'm assuming with no back channeling with the team, just throw out a 500 ETH public cash offer to the founders of Pudgy Penguins to sell me the project as is. I will deliver on all of the promises of a game with exciting tokenomics, development entirely funded out of my project. This was such a Beanie tweet. Tropo Farmer just, asking the fuck is this? My favorite comment in response to that was, in case anybody is interested, I will make it my life mission to integrate Pengus into everything I do in crypto as a payment option, as a lending collateral, as for staking to earn other NFTs. I also don't know the Anon dev that created it, but the keys are burned. It feels right. That had me laughing pretty good on that.
Shout out to Blute.
Yeah, shout out to Blute. What do you think? Do you think Pudgy Penguins takes Beanie up on this? And if that is the case, would it be good for
I would.
Pudgies?
I'd ship it right away. Yeah, of course. Beanie, I would be good for the bag holders. Beanie could get that floor up. I don't trust Beanie to follow through with anything long term. Building a game? Oh, come on. But, yeah. I would take him up on his offer immediately.
Yeah, I guess why not? I think that for the holders of Pudgy Penguins, it almost can't get any worse than it is right now. So
give it to that Carnival Barker. He'll get the floor back above 1 ETH.
Well, as we mentioned, the floor did kind of go back above 1 ETH. I think with all of this going on and the ideas that people are trying to take over the project, maybe there's people feeling pretty good about taking the risk on. But yeah, 500 ETH seems like a lot, but maybe not.
I don't even think so. Look, it was a cultural phenomenon. It's memeable, right? And like I said, Beanie is a marketing wizard, and he would know exactly what to do with that project. I would definitely sell it to him.
There you go. Yeah, Beanie has definitely had a lot of personal success. Some of his projects have been questionable, but whatever. We've all lived through that, so no discussion needed there. How are we feeling about the Alpha Mint merch? We kind of teased yesterday that we're going to give away some Alpha Mint merch. Do you want to get that going?
Oh, okay. All right. Give me a minute. I may be muted. I am going to go make the giveaway. Now, guys, we have created a giveaway room down in the general that I'm pretty sure is read only. So we will be making that giveaway bot right now for an Alpha Mint merch package. And if you have not gone online and seen this beautiful, luxurious Pima cotton that you will drape yourselves in the Alpha Mint logo and tell all your friends that you are into the fungies, the non-fungies. This is what you're going to be virtue signaling to everyone in your life now.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to be giving away a hoodie and a coffee mug today. So if you want to jump in there, hit the emoji in the merch giveaway channel, and we'll do the raffle the same way that we did yesterday. And yes, as Free Market mentioned, I think that I set this channel up properly. I'm going to go check now because I know if I didn't, you Degens would be all over spamming that. No, it looks like we're pretty safe right now. But yeah, so Free Market's making that right now. We're going to give it a little bit of a 10-minute time limit. And yeah, if you're interested in winning a little bit of merch, that'll be there for you. Still need to put my own order in on that. I have my Alpha Mint hat that I've been wearing for quite some time. But man, these Ban Rajesh tees, the Alpha Mint hoodies are super hot. It all looks really good. The coffee mug, I hope that's big enough for the coffee, the amount of coffee that I drink. But the one thing I want to say is with Drip Cult, and we were talking, when he was making this merch and getting it all sourced out and putting it up there, I mean, the guy is a wizard with designing and executing this stuff. And, at the forefront of his ideology behind it was that it has to be quality, right? Like you want to be able to wear this stuff out. You want to be comfortable in it. It needs to look good. And yeah, I mean, if you're going to throw it out there, walking around and people are going, oh, what's Alpha Mint? Like it's gotta look good, right? So I think we're all very proud of this merch, and I think it's it's been doing really well. A lot of the Degens already ordering that, and we're happy to give some of that away. We'll definitely be looking at doing more of these in the future too, if you are not fortunate enough to win this round.
Yes, so go check it out right now. It is
It's
in
up.
the Alpha Mint base camp. It is live, the merch giveaway. Go smash that emoji. It is a flash giveaway. It will be done in 10 minutes, and we will announce the winner live on the show.
Yeah, 10:23 a.m. Eastern time. We will have a winner for this beautiful black hoodie and a coffee mug for you guys to sport. And yeah, we'll go from there. Let's talk a little bit about PXMythics while that is going down. This was a project that had a lot of buzz going on with it. The artwork was really, really good, pixel art. There was a lot of hype. The Discord on this one was closed, open, closed, open. They were letting people in and out, or in at least. The pre-sale was going down yesterday, correct me if I'm wrong, and it was not without its issues.
Yes, so the Pixel Mythics project had some road bumps with a very tragic and unfortunate accident that happened to one of their main devs. Thank goodness they are okay, but they were in the hospital for a while, and the project had to be postponed. So what was heartening was that the community seemed very, very supportive. They were going to stick with them, but it was pushed back. I think this was going to be either a November or a December mint. They had to push back until now. And it kind of caught me by surprise. I didn't know if this was a pre-sale or a stealth mint. But when the Pixel Mythics contract went live, people realized that they could actually transfer the NFTs out of their wallet and mint more if they wanted to. So this prompted a pause of the contract, and now they're going to have to pull a kaiju, make the first ones that were minted special. They've locked them, and they're going to be doing they're going to redo the contract and do another mint coming up.
Yeah, I mean, I hope this works out for them, for all of the people that supported them. You hate to see this. I actually didn't even realize there was another layer to it with the dev being in the hospital. So also very unfortunate. Hopefully he's doing okay. But yeah, you kind of seen kaijus in there too. They had some turmoil and some issues with their mint, but were able to rebound very strongly from it. And we've talked about a lot in the past with even some of the hacked contracts or hacked discords. They're able to bounce back. So not all is dead and lost for PXMythics or Pixel Mythics, I guess I should be calling them. I think the art is really good. I didn't have any skin in the game there. I wasn't on the pre-sale list or anything, but I think if they operate in a good manner, are respectful to the community and do all of the right things, it's a temporary setback, and that seems to be the case. So
yeah, this was a very loved project, and the Discord was locked most of the time. It was very difficult to get into. They would drip people in. I think you had to be like recommended, and anybody who I knew who was in there was like, oh yeah, this is it. And the art's great. Like, the art was very good. I never managed to get myself in there, but it was, especially during the pixel art meta of October and November, it was billed to be one of the hotter drops, especially with the art and their roadmap that they had. So I don't think the project is dead. I think they'll be able to recover from this, but they're switching over to a new contract. I'm not sure when the mint is going to be, but I'm sure we have some AM members in there that'll keep us up to date.
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree with you for the most part on the art. It is pretty quality pixel art. It's the good ones are like really, really good. I think that that's how I'm gonna frame it. And the the lesser ones are still good, but like they have really great animations on them. Actually, I'm looking at some of them on Twitter right now, and like the animations are very clean on it. So shout out to the artist there. That one looks really good too. So I think if they've done a good job of building up some hype and building up a good solid community in that Discord. It's closed right now, or at least it seemed to be closed. I couldn't get into it. I think they'll be a-okay. So we'll definitely check back in with that project and see how it's doing once they get themselves off the mat and kind of brush the dirt off. I think they'll be fine.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. How many entries we got on the giveaway right now? Looks like we got 30.
We
30.
got 30. Yep. I think
Those are good odds. Like, get in there and get if you haven't done it yet, go join AlphaMint. This isn't behind any kind of paywall. This is in the general chat. So even if you're not a Moon Lounge member, you have access to win this.
I don't remember how many entered yesterday because I couldn't follow along in the chat.
I feel like that was a bit of a dig at me, but that's okay. I'll take it.
Dig at you? No, it was a dig at the
Rajesh,
horde,
probably.
the AlphaMint horde that went in there and just had a grand old time. You know what? I can't knock you guys. Have a good time. What am I saying?
I thought it was fucking
fun
hilarious. Yeah, but anybody that's not like a Discord savvy might have got lost in there real quickly. But also big shout out to Bvlat who ended up winning that yesterday too. Nice win for him. He's been a really good member of the Moon Lounge for a while now.
You know what? I'm beginning to think it was on purpose. I don't think they wanted anybody to find the giveaway. They wanted the odds to be as much in their favor as possible. I am figuring this out now.
Yeah, I was just going to say, this is just dawning on you now.
Just come on, dawning.
Man. Look, I think 45, 50 of those messages alone were just Rajesh screaming, ban Rajesh.
Thank God he didn't win. Everyone was like, Rajesh won.
Yeah, that actually got me. I was like, nah. Much love to Rajesh. He would have been a more than deserving winner as well. But yeah, so that's going on for a couple more minutes. If you haven't gone and clicked on it yet, go do so. What else are we looking at? Oh, the indifferent ducks might just be a quick little tidbit we can do while we're waiting for that to wind down. This was something that minted this morning. Seemed to go pretty quickly. I think it was generating a little bit of gas. Since it's minted out, it had done 536 ETH in volume, sitting at a 0.15 floor. I wish I could tell you what price this minted at. Do you know?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I'm not sure. If somebody in the chat can give me a shout out and tell me what the indifferent ducks mint price was, that'd be great. But a little bit of volume on that seems to be slowing down a little bit, a couple of minutes right now. Yeah, if this was a cook for anybody, good on you for getting in. But they look kind of cool. They have an interesting style to them.
Yes, they do. I think that I don't know what they remind me of. They remind me of something, a famous artist, and I can't place it, but I like them. I think they're unique.
Yeah, I kind of had that thought too. I I didn't even say it because I couldn't put my finger on it, or if I didn't know if I was just going crazy. But there's something that's very, very familiar. Shubs is saying 0.02 plus gas, so about 0.05 each. So
what was that late night show about a duck? There was a late night show.
Was it a detective or?
Yeah, I'm telling you.
I don't know. Somebody's gonna say it.
We're gonna find it. I gotta find it. It was like, you remember USA After Dark?
No, I don't think I ever had that. I'm Canadian.
I wonder though. USA was a channel, and they used to play these great 80s movies where it was like guys going to the beach to get girls. You remember those movies in the 80s? They were great. Like there was always some central conflict. Like we took over a clothing store on the beach, and like all the girls, we were two guys. We took over a bikini store, and look, all the girls, they're coming in. They need bikinis. That was what all the movies in the 80s were about. It was a good time. It was a halcyon time, a good time.
Yeah. I know what you're referring to, but I don't know the channel that you're talking about. Right. Okay, it looks like we're ending in a few seconds here. Do you want to give us a drum roll? You need that soundboard, man. We need a good drum roll thing going on.
We're not doing an AMA.
What? No, for the giveaway.
Oh, the giveaway.
It's just like all of us sounded like, all right, guys, we're out. Great show.
Yeah, it was very strange. Let's see, how much time do we have? Oh, 23. It's going to end any second now.
There
boom. Lelo. You have won.
Nice.
Yes.
35 entrants. Low, I think. I don't know. I'm going to go to the win, but congratulations to you. You're going to win that merch package. And, if you want to shoot Free Market or I a DM, we will facilitate how to get that to you. Big congratulations.
Yes. Amazing stuff. And you should look forward to that Pima cotton wrapping your body in a
Did
gentle,
you
warm
enter that
touch.
giveaway too, Free Market, or do you burn
I
all of
almost
your,
did. I really, because I want more merch, and I was like, wait a minute, this says hosted by Free Market Lemons. I'd better not also. You remember, yeah. We don't enter our own giveaways here. It's for the people.
I'm gonna look. I bet somebody did.
Yeah, we'll have to go investigate. I'll go look through. We'll drag them on the show this morning. It'll be tomorrow morning. It'll be the first segment. Don't worry.
All good. Okay, so anyways, congrats on winning the merch. Let's finish it off with the talk of the day. And actually, you did win a Discord giveaway this morning. Not the Alpha Mint merch, but a pretty good consolation prize at least. Got Cool Cat's Pet coming out. This is kind of a la, Mutant Apes or maybe even Bored Ape Kennel Club. Cool Cat's next iteration in their universe. It looking like it's going to be about a 20,000 mint. Has that been confirmed?
The total supply has not been confirmed, but there are 9,999 reserved for Cool Cat's owners. So we're obviously going to assume they've given out what must be at least, if I look at all the communities here, 1,000 whitelist spots to non-Cool Cat owners. So we're talking minimum, 11,000 right now. My guess is it's going to be between 15 and 20. But I'll tell you, there are only a few brands in NFTs that could do this, but I would not be surprised to see them go with a 20 or even 30,000 supply, given how magnanimous the Cool Cats brand is. I think that supply would easily be absorbed by the public, and they'd be sitting at a 1 or 2 ETH floor right after mint.
Yeah, I think this is going to be an absolute cook, and probably a long hold too. Like if I manage to get on any of these pre-sale lists, I'll happily mint. Not sure that I'll happily sell though. I think that this is the Cool Cats brand is just it's another one of those NFT groups that just seem to do all the right things and just continue to keep growing. Right? We saw even just how well the Blue Cat trait on the Little Lemon Friends did. Right? And, it's just like people want Cool Cats. People are rabid for them. And
so
I think this is going to be incredibly successful. Cass is just mentioning that Cool Cats have a free mint and the pre-sale spots can mint 2.
Really? So I can mint 2? I thought I was what? Yes.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Allegedly, according to Cass, just if Cass is right or wrong, that's on him.
I thought all pre-sale spots were going to be just 1, 2 would be awesome. But if you guys don't know, with the exception of apes, I would say Cool Cats were the story of 2021. This was a 0.02 mint that didn't mint out. I forget what the original price was, 0.04 or something like that. They had to lower it to 0.02 to actually get this thing to sell out. Well, it becomes a fan favorite, has a strong, very, very similar to how Little Lemons started, right? They were just, people loved these cats. They were having, I think it was clubhouses at the time. I don't know if Spaces was out yet, but they were doing town halls every day. The Discord was where it was at and all this stuff. And they got themselves up to, I think, 1E or maybe even a little above. And then Time Magazine announces Cool Cats as their official partner. All right. Now, this is big and a lot. First of all, no NFT collection had ever been the official partner for anything mainstream.
True.
Yeah, let alone Time Magazine. This was a huge deal. They quickly rocketed to 3E or above 3. Don't quote me on the exact levels there. But this is what sent them into the stratosphere. Over the summer, I believe they got up to, it was a 12 to 15 ETH floor before they cooled down. And maybe I'm wrong and it was 10 or 11, but they definitely got to 10 or right above it. They cooled down during the bear market. I believe some very lucky people were able to snatch cats for 4 ETH or maybe a little more than that. And now they've come roaring back. But I think that only Bored Ape Yacht Club and maybe Punks have this type of, capital within the NFT market that they could release a very, very large collection, which would be dilutive for anyone else, but in my opinion would just expand the Cool Cats brand. As anybody who cannot afford a Cool Cat will use a Cool Cat pet to get in. Now let's really take it to another level by saying this is a P2E game. So this isn't just mutants expanding the club of Bored Ape Yacht Club. This is going to be a play-to-earn game, and the dynamics here are very, very interesting, which I can go over. So Cool Pets is an expansion of Cooltopia, the Cool Cats NFT universe, and as an integral part of the upcoming play-to-earn gaming system, Cool Pets will embark on quests to earn gold. Gold is a Polygon coin. This will be played on the Polygon L2 network. It is going to be the Cool Cats in-game currency. Now, breeding and battling have also been alluded to, but not officially confirmed. Each Cool Pet will start as an egg, and it will hatch into a water, air, fire, or grass element creature. Interaction is required to hatch each egg, and the items that are chosen to interact with each Cool Pet help determine their elemental trait. So I assume, now it'll be Polygon, so these actions will not cost you anything. They'll be hundredths of a cent at most, but just as you interact with orcs or anything by doing an on-chain action, that is what will get these eggs hatching, help them decide their traits. And the very cool thing here too is that Cool Pets gaming will be open source. It will allow for users and developers to bolt on new contracts to the pre-existing structure, meaning quests and activities can be built on top of the Cool Cats platform.
I think this is like so many great ideas converging into one great project. You know, if there's any doubt on what this can do, and if the supply is like too much, like look no further to, you know, Bored Apes again. Like we can just point back to this project time and time and time again. You know, they did the Bored Ape Kennel Club. They launched like what 30,000 mutants into the ecosystem. There's you know, rumors of the mutant dogs coming up. And, you know, none of that has slowed this project down. It's never devalued the underlying Bored Ape Yacht Club brand. And now mutant apes are, you know, at an all-time high. Last time I checked, they were around 15 ETH floor. And that's just, you know, continued to go on absolutely crazy. So I have a hard time believing that even if this was a 25 or 30,000 supply project, that this would do anything bad for Cool Cats or the actual project they're launching with the Cool Pets. You know, it's hard to believe that. Maybe for a lesser project, maybe for, you know, something that's less established, you know, has less of a stranglehold on the NFT community. But again, you raised a great point. Cool Cats is a very expensive NFT that people want to be a part of, but the average person at this point can't. This is their entry point. And getting a hold of one or two of these, I don't think it's likely that they sell, because like, you know, you want that entry into the community. You want to be a part of that community. We saw it with Mutant Ape Yacht Club. We saw it with Bored Ape Kennel Club. And I think that this is only going to do great for Cool Cats.
Yeah, and let's drill down on the tokenomics here for a quick second, because we know Cool Cats will be passively earning both gold, which again is the Cool Pets in-game currency, and milk, which is the overarching utility token in this ecosystem. So milk, which is their Ethereum ERC20 token, that Cool Cats will passively earn along with gold. And for those of us who don't have Cool Cats, you can earn your gold on Polygon and change it into milk. Okay, so this is going to really be what I think is revolutionary, as it's combining both one of the hottest collections with the P2E trend. I do think that Axie Infinity's best days are behind it. I did like that project. I did like the company and the token. They are not fully on chain. I have seen a lot of Axie whales recently dumping and flipping into things like Ether Orcs. I think Cool Pets will be the next big phenomena, especially in P2E. And I am really looking forward. I was looking forward to this drop before I was lucky enough to win, and I ended up winning my spot in Cool Man's universe. Cool Man was running a raffle for owning the species. And yeah, I've never won a whitelist raffle. This was my first. I was so pumped. I'm really, really pumped for this. Yeah.
Yeah, I now I'm like full on going to be hunting around for any of these pre-sale lists that are available. Like I really do need to get in on this, and big congrats to anybody that has. I I don't want to say that this can't go wrong, but it seems like an obvious play here. Also, seeing in the chat that the Littles is combining forces with Cool Cats for the use of their token as well, right? For the
Yeah,
milk token.
allow me to quickly go over their partners in case you are a member in any of these communities. Please go see whether it's a raffle. Little Lemon's Friends is doing a game. So if you are in Toy Boogers, Robotos, Ghosts, Dead Fellas, Cyber Kongs, Fox Fam, Letters, The Dudes, World of Women, 721, Ether Orcs, The Littles, Time, Doodles, or Galactic Apes, and finally, Little Lemon Friends. If you are in any of those communities, please go to your respective alpha rooms and find out how you can secure your allow list spot. And it's usually a raffle. It's usually some sort of game. There's not, there's only so many to go around. Most communities are getting between 100 and 200 spots. So go check that out if you own any of those NFTs.
Yeah, it should be pretty good. I definitely have a couple on those lists that I can start hitting up for sure. I'll be hanging out in Cool Man's and Little Lemon Friends for most most of the day, when not on Alphamint, of course.
Yes, sir.
What else is going on? I posted the link for Restream in the AM show chat that's back on the Discord. So any of the Moon Loungers out there that want to jump up on the stage with us and talk. I know Josh was asking about it, and Illidan was talking about the AM show chat during there. You can still chat in that Discord, and we are checking it too. But the YouTube chat seems to be pretty lively, actually. So always good there too. But if you come up on the stage, the link is there. You know what we haven't talked about a little bit, and I would love an update from you, is Ether Orcs. Are you still playing that?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I can tell you right now, I'll double check my orcs that are raiding. One will be back in 2 days and one will be back in 5 days. Ether Orcs sits at about a 1.2 floor right now, which is criminally low for that collection, which is the preeminent blue chip on-chain P2E NFT. And the current phase we are in right now is shamans. Shamans will create potions that can aid orcs in raids and other things that will be coming out and announced. The next phase will be ogres. So these are essentially minting phases where you use bone shards, which you win on raids, to create these allies for the orcs. And these allies will have all sorts of utility as the game develops. And of all the utility coins out there, Zug honestly seems to be one of the most stable. It is sitting right now at about $1. And anybody who holds orcs, your average floor orc earns about 16 Zug a day. So this project, I believe, is going very strong. I think that this year orcs are going to get to 10 ETH. They are criminally undervalued here at 1.2. And I'm actively playing, even though I had to port over to Polygon. I was very cranky. I said that I was not going. I decided I'm just going to be a lowly Zug farmer, like many of the AM Horde had decided to do. I was going to stop playing the game. And about 37 minutes after making that declaration, I ported over to Polygon and continued to play.
Yeah, I can't stay away from the orcs, right?
No.
Well, how could you? I mean, they've just done such a good job of it, and I trust that team to make smart, informed decisions. And if they thought that was the best thing for their project, all the power to them. And I would, I would love to think that it's still going strong, even though they've ported over. So, I'm proud of you for making that switch, my friend.
Well, the big rumor and news there is Arbitrum,
Right.
that they may be figuring out a way to port them. Now, Arbitrum is my L2 of choice. Magic is my L2 coin of choice. And if somehow we could get orcs over there from the gigantic trash heap that is the Polygon network, I would be very happy.
one day you might just be onto something. Josh, what's going on, man? Welcome to. Oh, I was just up here and then he just bailed. There he is. Bring him back up. Josh, GM, can you hear me? Can't hear you if you're talking. Just make sure that your microphone is working on Restream there and should be good. I saw that you actually had your camera on for a second there too, but no need to do that if you don't want to. Let's bring, I think Zikoki is next up, and while Josh tries to figure out what's going on there. Zikoki, how are you this morning, my friend?
Hello?
Yeah,
Hello,
you're good.
Zikoki.
There you are. I think it takes a second for a Restream to kick in. I'll start bringing you up a little bit earlier. How are you doing this morning?
Yeah, yesterday, sorry, I came up and I wasn't able to talk because I think I didn't give microphone access. So I was just
gotcha.
up here. Sorry about that.
No apologies necessary. Happy that you got it all figured out.
Yeah, so my question was about PXMythics launch. And right when the minting was paused yesterday, it instantly gave me flashbacks to what happened to Dragons.
Yeah.
The same exact issue plagued their contract. It was actually the same exploit where if the NFT, I believe, was out of your wallet, you were able to just keep minting. Luckily, PXMythics was able to catch it way sooner, and I think that they have it under control. But it's just interesting that the DigiDragons exploit was such a widespread topic of conversation. Like it went throughout all the alpha discords everywhere, and yet they didn't address a common issue in these contracts. And
Yeah.
I don't know, like I wanted to kind of get your guys' thoughts. Like, do you guys think that these founders and these devs like have a responsibility to kind of go around and do the research about other launches and other projects and ask the necessary questions and fix the necessary issues that other projects have faced?
Yeah, I mean, I think that anytime you're asking anybody to spend an amount of money that's significant in their lives, and like, I mean, let's face it, when you're minting something or you're spending even 0.1 ETH on something, you got to do your diligence and stuff like that. I don't know what it takes to be like an actual like Solidity dev or smart contract programmer in this space. I would imagine there should be some kind of standard checklist about like, are the pre-sale slots locked off? Is it, minted per wallet address, or is it checking how many are in there, right? Because if it's just based on how many are in there, you're giving people the opportunity to transfer out and mint more. But I'm not sure how long that list actually is. Like, we can pinpoint this one exploit, but there's probably dozens and dozens of things that can go wrong. And it's one of those things that, like, even if you have 100 things that you have to do correct, and you fuck up one small thing, I mean, you still did 99% of things correctly. And that one small thing can be the death of your project. So it's hard. But I do agree with you there. The diligence and the testing and the auditing of the contract should be taken very, very seriously. And I think as the space develops and I think more people enter it and more people see, even business opportunities to be contract auditors or, like the white hat hackers where they can go through and exploit your contract before it goes live. I think that you'll start to see less and less of this. It does seem like we talk about these things less, to be honest with you.
Here is what every single project owner needs to go do right now. You need to go onto OpenSea. You need to type in Kaiju Kings. Okay, you need to go over to the Kaiju Kings. You need to filter down to Genesis, and you need to go buy yourself a Kaiju Genesis, because Dots, the king and the amazing Solidity dev over at Kaiju Kings, will offer any Kaiju King an audit on their contract for their project before it goes live. And while certainly there are other places you could go do that, the main point here is audit your contracts. There are many people around the industry that will both do it if you own their collection or if you pay them. So this is something every project, get your contracts audited. This should not happen anywhere. This is of copying and pasting previous contracts or snippets from previous contracts into your smart contract before you launch. So go buy a Kaiju King right now.
Yeah. That was an amazing way to pump your kaiju bags, I gotta say. That's was incredible. No, honestly, the underlying point there is 100% right. You know, you have this project that you're going to be able to make hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars off of, you know, spend the ETH to pay someone to, you know, pre-exploit your contract so that you could fix it, audit the shit out of it, and make sure that these things go properly. Cutting corners in that regard can just, you know, the downside of having something like this happen is just so much worse than the upside is to spending the money and doing it properly. So yeah, I think I hope that answers your question, Zakoki.
Yeah, and especially for the people that were in on the project, because it's been such a long time and it's been such a big ramp up till yesterday's launch, and everything seemed like it was perfect. You know, like it was a 1,000 collection, super limited, tight community. I bet the people that were I wasn't on the whitelist, but a friend of mine was, and I was really saddened that he told me all this went down yesterday, because like I was like, dude, you just missed out on a huge payday. Honestly, like they kind of fumbled their own bags and the people's bags that were on the whitelist. But yeah, thank you guys for having me up again.
Yeah, I appreciate it. We'll definitely do it again soon. I'm gonna bring Josh up on the stage, and I think he's got his stuff sorted out now. Is that correct?
Testing. You guys able to hear me?
Yeah, there he is.
Hey, GM. Sorry, I was getting a hilarious audio glitch where your guys' voices were very deep and extended and slow. So
Oh, that
I'm
was
on
just
now.
me slowing it down. Some cool vibes for the, you know,
Getting late
jazz
night
radio.
Jazz radio. Yeah.
The sultry sounds of What's going on, man? Good to have you up here. I saw in the backstage thing you had your camera on too, and I think you gave me the finger.
Oh, did I? I think I was trying to wave. I don't think that was intended, but took me a
That's
second
all
to figure
good.
out how to get the camera off.
I've got a thick skin.
Man.
No problem. How are you today?
Well, so I'm doing good. I had a couple things I wanted to ask about. One was, so we're all pumped up on lemons, lemooning over here, and it's amazing, and it's been really cool to watch. But lemons launched around, I think, around the same time as like Coolman's Universe and Alien Friends, or I kind of grouped them all into a category of projects.
Yeah,
that
back to
launched
back
around the same
to
time.
back. 3 days they all minted.
Yeah, so I'm just wondering, like, what factors you guys think went into the success of these three projects, particularly like Coolman's Universe, I think has the highest floor if we use that as a measure of success. I
Alien
think
Friends
Alien
does, but
Friends.
yeah.
Oh, Alien Princess. Okay, and I'm
Yep.
just curious, like, what you guys think goes into that? Like, why are these other projects mooning in the same way? To me, I see the lemon community as being much stronger, but I also have, a very skewed biased perspective because I'm part of the Alpha Mint community. So I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts on those ones.
Well, they I see this, I think this happens a lot. It's almost a perfect storm, right? And I don't know how to explain how it happens because I used to see it in poker all the time. Like you wouldn't get trips for weeks, and then all of a sudden for a week, all you get are trips, and it makes no sense. And I feel like it's the same way with these projects, right? We see projects that are good on paper fail week after week, and then all of a sudden the universe comes together and three of them just hit the right meta, the right tone, the right price, the right market moment. So I think there were so many factors that have played into why these are so successful, but each of these projects has a very strong community. I am not as deep in Alien Friends or Coolmans, but community, it's hard to quantify and almost impossible to manufacture in a false way. Like, what motivates people to get on these spaces? I don't know. What motivates people to like be in the Discord for a reason other than just trying to secure a whitelist? I don't necessarily know. I think it's different in each case. Certainly, Alien Friends probably had the best marketing machine of all three, in the way that they were able to penetrate the NFT lexicon, and they were just everywhere. I mean, it was Andrew Wang, who's very big in the Cool Cats community, was all over them early. We know Gary V didn't just ape, right? He aped hard and continued to for days, continued to push them. They have Pape the Great as one of the creators of the projects and a front man, and I mean, this guy knows how to get the word out. So I think that's what happened there. Cool Mans has Metalink and Jake Udell behind them, more marketing wizards, and these guys were able to build communities off of vibes, and it was the same thing with Little Lemons. I really think I did a big rant on this yesterday. This little trivial thing of emojis, right? Discord is a metaverse. We're all in this metaverse, and the main way we communicate with each other is emojis. And it's not just any emojis, it's the emojis from our favorite servers, right? Because you can hop into any other server, use your emojis from the servers that you like most, and people go, oh my God, what's that emoji? Where's that? What's that server from? And that was really one thing I think helped Little Lemon Friends develop their community. And while I'm not as deep in Alien Friends and Cool Mans, I don't maybe know the specific hook that it was for them. And I hate how overused the term community is, because people really try to manufacture it now, and it becomes very false. But the reason these three projects, I think, are very successful is because they developed organic communities one way or the other.
Yeah, they are really real communities. It's not our community is 150,000 strong in Discord. Like, that's not the community. They've
think about great point. Think about all these projects had 10,000 or less in their Discord, each one. Okay, not one of them had a hype Discord. Think about that for a second. A 10,000 organic community is 100 times more valuable than 150 bullshit community.
Weren't we at like 5K for lemons when minting happened? I think
it wasn't a lot.
Yeah, it was under 10, and people were free. 10,000 supply. Can we mint out? Everyone was talking about it for 2 days before lemons. We didn't know.
Of those 5,000 people, I bet like 3,500 of them were still there waiting for it to happen. I can't tell you, I can't count on one hand how many times I check back into a Discord that has 150,000 people. I'm getting 25 pings a day from them, and like I just stopped caring, right?
Yeah.
Like I think what's that saying? Is it 100 true fans or 1,000 true fans? Like, all you need is like a 1,000 true supporters, and I mean, you're made. There's like a marketing kind of thesis behind that, but I think that plays really well into all three of those projects. Two of the three projects, being Alien Friends and Little Lemon Friends, were also very, very cheap to mint, and they didn't have large caps, or they did have large caps on the mint. 15 per wallet allowed anybody that was an ardent supporter of it to grab 15 of them. I grabbed 15 of them, and that's one person minting 15. That starts to add up quickly. So now, if you have 1,000 people that want to mint 15, all of a sudden you're more than sold out. And yeah, I mean, everything that Free Market said about real, true community and the word being completely misused is accurate. And I think that those words are very, very true for those three projects. I think that they also fed off each other too. I think Lemon Friends had that moment after mint where the volume got a little bit high. I think it went up to about 0.1 for a little bit before cooling off. But right after that, Cool Mans minted. Cool Mans was more expensive, and there was a low cap on how many you could mint. But that did really well. And I think people that maybe were like, oh shit, I missed out on Cool Mans, or it's too expensive for me, started to find lemons. Then all of a sudden, those two were doing really well. And Alien Friends drops. And now all of a sudden, people that were priced out or even took profits on these were like, oh, cool. Like, it's just that like running back and forth, and like, you know, the distribution of people all within there, creating volume, creating excitement, and kind of, you know, putting their stake in the ground about which community they want to. And, you know, while they're all friendly with each other, there definitely is that rallying cry of like, when is Lemon Friends gonna flip Alien Friends? You know, when's Cool Man's? And like, you know, that not controversy, but you know, that even rivalries, even the friendly rivalry is really good. I mean, you look at the Lakers and Celtics, every time they played each other, that's just like, you know, each side is you know, screaming on Twitter or, you know, wherever they're arguing. And I think that did really well for them too. I think that the fact that they were all back to back did really well for all three of them.
Yeah, a little bit of like cross-pollination there. I think it really did. They all supported each other a bit in that sense. Hey, one quick follow-up question. You guys heard anything about the Adidas stuff? I got in on that mint a while ago. The price has gone up, sure, but I haven't heard anything about it since. Wondering if you guys know anything about it.
Not me.
No, I don't think they've announced anything new yet, but it's one that I keep going, crap. I wanted to go back and get that NFT, because I think it's a hold. I think a lot of good things are going to come from that Adidas pass. So yeah, I haven't heard anything new on that front, but I guarantee this month, or, you know, sometime in the first quarter, that project's going to move forward.
I really liked Free Market's thesis on why the Adidas partnership happened and when it happened. And it was just that, you know, they got wind that Nike was doing this big thing with Artifact. And I think that they did that like, okay, like us too. So maybe there wasn't a lot underneath the surface of that partnership yet, and it's taking some time to kind of flesh itself out. But it was more of like that mad dash to get that partnership out into the ecosystem, and now they're just kind of quietly building in the background. I think they're all big enough brands that are involved in it that they don't have to be like super time sensitive after the fact that it happened. But that would be my gut as well.
Very cool. Yeah, I'm excited for it. It's just these early passes with big brands. I mean, nothing's guaranteed in this space, but it just feels like one of those things that could be an incredible kind of long-term hold just around any kind of iconic brand right now. It's my inkling, at least.
I think their brand power is so strong between all of them that I'm inclined to think you're right. So, Josh,
right, you guys have a good one.
Yeah, I'm going to bring Cass up on stage. Thank you so much for joining us. Always love hearing from you. And if you guys aren't aware, Josh has a great project on OpenSea, the Shroom Heads and the Curio stuff. Josh, if you want to link some people to your project in the general chat, maybe get some eyes on it. But you do some great work, and always happy to talk to you.
Oh, thank you. You guys have a good one.
Yeah, cheers, man.
Thank you. Ethereum crashing isn't all bad, as now small brains are up to a 4.5 ETH floor, and swole bodies are now at 2.02 ETH. So remember, these periods are great for stacking ETH.
Yeah, 100%. I was just looking at that in the chat too, and I was like, holy fuck, man, these things are relentless. But yeah, buy some ETH. Put some money into the ecosystem and get back out there.
There was a lot of rancor yesterday when I called Magic at $6. You know, oh, what's FMC looking at? Is he high again? Well, yes, but that was not the point, okay? The point was it hit $6 for about 3 seconds, and then someone just lambasted the shit out of it, and it was back down to like $4 within a minute of me saying it. So it did hit 6, yes. So go look at the chart.
FMC, you were looking at the wrong Magic.
What?
That's L1. That's Illidan on the private
What
chat
does that
right
even
now.
mean? So that
we'll bring him up and he can give you shit. You know, he can go off on his Irish rants, and we'll sort this out. Right now, we got Cass up on stage. Cass, GM, are you under a power line again today?
No, I'm in front of my PC today. So
you sound like you are in front of your PC today. Yeah,
absolutely. Clearer, yeah. I even heard back on the on YouTube, and I was like, "Fuck me, did I sound really that bad?" But hey, I think I sound bad anyway. But
you sound very crisp this morning.
I sound very Cheech and Chong, I think.
Oh, good. Oh, we're all in the right mindset then, except the cop who's listening.
Oh no, I've got to love the cop man. You know, he's
He's that we play around. We know he gets randy.
I didn't want to break brand, but I was messaging Free Market a little while ago because I had some edibles and bought some. What was that trippy art that I bought? The rainbow grid.
I know. Same night. It was meant to be.
It was meant to be. I actually managed to finally exit that for a small profit too, thank God. But yeah, it's
shout out Jolly Dinger.
Yeah.
What was going to say? There are so many projects out there at the moment in January to mint. It is dumb. So the first one I was going to ask, especially towards R2 Degen, are you going to be minting Nouns 3D?
I don't know. I saw that pop up. Cass, I don't know if you're able to. Can you mute your notifications on Discord?
Hold up, let me see if I can just lock it.
Oh, good. I'm just going to turn you down for a second there. You have a lot of Discords, it sounds like. Illidan, I'm just going to the give you the heads up. Can you mute yours too? Because yours is even worse.
Bing bong.
Yeah. Sorry, 3D Nouns, is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, 3D Nouns, because you were able to get whitelist if you had a head down, and I know you got a head down. So.
Oh shit! I haven't actually checked in on that project.
Wait, sorry guys. Breaking news! Please go over to the Lemon giveaway right now. They're doing 5 cool pet pre-sale spots right now. Go smash that giveaway! Breaking news! It's for the general. You don't have to own a lemon. Get over there now. Sorry. Go ahead.
I can't even do that because if I do that, it's just going to start pinging off.
Yeah.
Except for you, Cass.
Oh, except you, Cass. You good?
No, I'm looking at them now. 0.06 ETH. You know what? I mean, HeadDAO had a moment and then is not having a moment, and it's slowly coming back with the market. I would look into it. I mean, the nouns seem to always do well, and like I still actually like the HeadDAO. I haven't like picked a hard exit point for that project, especially with the game on the horizon. But yeah, I'm gonna take a look at this, and they kind of look decent actually.
Yeah, they've got a game as well, so that kind of made me a bit interested in it. And I think
it's not the HeadDAO game though, correct?
No, it's not
That's
the HeadDAO game.
Yeah.
They just anyone who's got a noun related NFT can get whitelisted.
Gotcha.
So,
okay, so I'll take a look at that. Yeah, so I appreciate you reminding me about it. I know I've heard of it. I know I've seen it. It's like you said. Like how do you even pay attention to all of this stuff?
It's unreal, man. Seriously, that's why I'm here 18 hours a day in front of a screen. It's a joke. The next one I was gonna see if any of you guys knew anything about it was MIP.
That one doesn't sound familiar. Maybe Free Market has some information.
Tell me about it. I don't know.
I don't know much about it as such, and I can't even send you a link because of my Discord because I've actually just literally locked it off. But they're minting on the 28th of January. They look like these 3D pod things that look like they've got a game that you can run around in these like spaceship pods and yeah.
What does MIP stand for?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
But I think they're very. The majority of the crowd seem from the Asian continent, so it seems like it's gathering a lot of momentum. And I think the Discord is like over 100K if I'm not mistaken, and it's a free mint. So,
interesting.
Yeah, it did pique my interest quite a bit because of the fact it was a free mint, and they're doing whitelist for the free mint. So yeah, and they were selling they sold their Iron Man version or their 1 of 1, and I think that went for like 2-3 ETH. So
something
yeah,
there.
it was there's something there. Yeah, so that was another one I wanted.
You said January 28th.
January 28th, yeah.
See, this is where I mean, free mint and a lot of eyes on it might not be too big of an issue, but I'm also seeing Illidan in the chat saying that they sold their pre-sale tickets super fast, gone in about 30 seconds a month ago. My biggest concern there, now again, it's a free mint, so I don't know how concerned I can actually be, but is just that like people get on the pre-sale list and then forget, right? So you know, especially we're still the better part of a month left to go, but if there's enough eyes on it, and again, as you said, it's free, yeah, definitely something to keep an eye out for. So I'm going to take a note on MIP and look into it for you, because it sounds like there's something there.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I could go on with list upon list upon list, but I'm not going to do that. I'll probably just put it in the Degen dojo. But I wanted to kind of go over the community aspect of what you guys were saying, and it is very true that a lot of people try to manufacture a community. I've had people that have come up that have approached me to and offered me ETH to kind of manufacture a community for their NFT, because their NFT is down and out, and the people are throwing money around, and good money to be fair, just to get simple social media attributes sorted, because they want to manufacture a community. But you can't really do that, going back to the Cool Cats, Lemons, Alien Friends, and even Alpha Min, I would say, because you guys never had a big amount of NFTs when you first pushed out, and you have built it slowly but surely, and now it's coming to a point where it's getting bigger and bigger. And it's the same with Lemons. Lemons did the same thing. I remember when I did a mint, because I was worried that it wouldn't mint out. And when it did mint out, I bought on secondary because everyone was planking the floor below mint, right? So that's when I thought, okay, perfect entry, cheaper than mint, let's go in. But seeing how they have developed as communities going forward has been phenomenal, and that includes Alpha Min. That includes Alpha Min as well. And I think that's those systems and those ways of building a community, which is more organic and more natural and relying on the grapevine marketing aspect of things, or strategies. I think it's the only way forward in this industry, because you would only kind of trust your next, like for example, Lemons. The reason I jumped into Lemons is because you guys jumped into Lemons, and I trust you guys. So which is grapevine strategies. So I think going forward, because there's going to be so many NFTs this year, so many, I honestly think that it's these community type NFTs that will do really, really, really well going into 2023. But then that's just my opinion and my thought. I might be wrong.
Yeah, I'm in complete agreement with you there. And I think that the majority of NFTs that are going to come out, especially maybe on Coinbase, or especially the Polygon mainstream NFTs, I don't think they're going to create community. I think that the NFT world is going to diverge, and you're going to have the social network known as the metaverse that is all these OG NFTs, and there will still be collections that play into it and want to be part of that. But I think a lot of stuff is going to be sold and based on existing community, as in like Disney has millions of fans around the world, right? And Nickelodeon has millions of fans around the world. And while there probably won't be a Nickelodeon Discord channel where people go to talk about Rugrat NFTs because it's not very feasible, that will have its own niche as well. So I think that you're going to see this big divergence now, and the social network known as the metaverse will be its thing. And like you said, there's going to be just so many projects this year that don't use community as one of the tools to sell their product.
Yeah, I mean, I think you could flip that on your head, and you mentioned Disney and stuff like that too, right? Like these are some of the biggest brands and companies in the world. Nike can fall into that, and community, doesn't have to be small and niche, but it just has to be like a general point at which people can kind of rally around and find some kind of commonality. I mean, you look at Star Wars. Star Wars is one of the biggest IPs on the planet. And Star Wars fans are, in droves, millions of them, if not more. And there's a commonality in which, you could meet a perfect stranger at a party or out or something, and you start to just, slowly talk about things, and maybe like, Star Wars or Disney or Harry Potter or all of the Nike, come up, and then all of a sudden like, oh shit, me too. And now all of a sudden like you're like best friends for the rest of the night because you've been, you know, talking about all of this. You do see that a lot in crypto, and you will start to see that a lot in NFTs. But you know, it doesn't have to be a small community. You can have gigantic communities, but it has to be something that the people in that community are passionate about and rally around and have a lot to talk about. So
yeah, no, I'd agree with that. It's like football, it's like sports, it's like anything really. If there's a common ground, even if it's where you're from. Oh, I'm from the UK. Oh, so am I. Like, let's talk. You know,
right.
So
Oh, I thought you were gonna say fuck off then. Oh, you too? Fuck off.
Probably the last one I'm probably going to mention about NFT. Con Game. Who remembers that?
Was that one of the ones you were looking at free market, or was that there was a
Yeah, it was one of
game?
it was the only game I got whitelisted for. Never minted.
Oh, was this the one with the super shitty art? That was
Oh my god. Oh god.
It was
Boy,
really
it
bad. But yeah, they're going to be releasing, I think, in 10 days.
Oh,
so
never too late, I suppose.
I wonder if I'm still whitelisted.
Never, you probably are.
I think anybody expressing interest in that project at this point is going to get a pre-sale slot.
Well, they've been really kind of because I bought on secondary like an idiot, right? And I mentioned it to them, and they instantly said like, "We will give you a full refund of everything you purchased on secondary."
Oh wow!
And I was like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah, no, because." And you're still here in the Discord now. I wasn't chatting in the Discord, but when I popped in because I saw it, they're ready to delete it. I thought, hi, yeah, and people were still talking, and the original people that were there have kind of built their own kind of community, their own kind of thing, and yeah, they're looking to release, I think, in 10 days, and they've gone with I think 64-bit art, so it does look a bit better than quite a bit better than what it was, to be fair. But yeah, it's just I'll be interested to see. The reason why I'm interested in it is because they've had a massive hype cycle and they fucked up. Yeah, they fucked up
badly.
So yeah, so it will be interesting to see how they do, how they recover, and if it's possible to recover. So yeah,
I would say proceed with caution because holding a bag can be a rallying cause too, right? Like you always see it in a bunch of projects that are all but dead. Is there there might be 10 people who are still holding on to something there, but yeah, I mean maybe it happens. Did you take them up on the refund?
Oh, 100%.
There you go.
So they said like I said, so when am I going to get the refund? Is it before mint or after mint? They got after mint. I got okay then, so I'll be buying on secondary. So
perfect.
So
Cass, yeah. we're gonna wrap up the show with Illidan, but I appreciate you coming up on stage as always. And we'll see you again soon, I'm sure.
100. Take care, guys.
Yep.
Have a good one. It's our favorite Irishman.
Hey boys, how you doing?
Great, man. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. Yeah, I think it was like before Christmas since I actually had some free time to jump on because yeah, I mean the show's in the afternoon for me, so 9 times out of 10 I'm driving while the show's going on and trying to do a bunch of shit. But I need to make sure I'm staying at home now because it's on YouTube and you can't fucking multitask on your phone with YouTube. So yeah, but
well, I'm glad your wife let you back on.
But yeah, I'm up almost as the villain today, I guess.
I'll leave you in free market to it.
Yeah, because like with PXMythics, like I called it out yesterday when that happened in the chat. Now I'm sitting here like, wow, okay, these guys are actually going to completely brick the original mints. But this is really like it should be a surprise, but it's at the same time not a surprise because so many of these teams just don't pay attention, basically, right? Like saying this whole thing with PXMythics was an exploit to me is complete fucking bullshit because you wrote some code with a bunch of rules and people that were looking at the code minted via those rules. Like, I mean, if you don't do if you put your whitelist up as a check balance, you're just fucking retarded. I'm sorry. Like a few mates have sent me like, you know, the standard minting checklist, and literally on the minting checklist is if you have whitelist, mint, transfer, and check if you can mint again because people are fucking retarded.
Right.
And I mean, I've been on the opposite end of this more times than I can count, where I've had whitelist and they've gone, you've got 24 hours, and I'm like, all right, fucking no worries, I'm out of the house doing something else, and I come home and it's like, oh, it's minted out because there was an exploit or something fucked up, or it was just shit code and people that were paying attention managed to mint it. So yeah, I like I said, I'm up, I guess, almost as the villain today because like I looked at this happen to me so many times and look at everybody, you know, bank absolute fucking bags, and I went, all right, next time this happens, if I see it, I am 100% going to try and mint the fuck out of it.
Yep.
So
you have 360 pixel mythics as of this morning.
No, I don't. I've got 7 or 8 of them. But I mean, like, okay. One of my mates managed to literally mint fucking 25 of these things.
Wow.
And there was someone else that managed to mint, like, I think it was like 16 or 17. And I mean, I guess they are just really, really fucking skilled with their actions per minute because they minted that many and they managed to sell like 12 of them all before the contract got paused. And I'm like, holy shit.
Jesus.
So yeah, I mean, like, I didn't know the thing about the devs, so that.
Well, I don't think you're a villain. I think you bring up extremely valid points here, right? This is completely 100% on the team to make sure your contract is ready to go. It needs to be audited. Right. You want a third party with fresh eyes who hasn't been like in a room making this thing for a week. You really need to treat this with the utmost care because you will completely fuck all the other work you did with a failed launch like this. And I'm going to agree. I don't think you're a villain. I think you're dead on.
Yeah, and I think that you brought up a good point too about, you know, these are the rules in which they laid out for you to participate in, right? And that's important. That's an important element of this space. You know, smart contracts, building these ecosystems, you know, these games that people put out, you know, all of the rules, all of the code and everything should be out there for everybody to see. And if you don't have it locked up tight and somebody figures out that those rules can be bent and manipulated to their favor, well, that is, as Free Market said, on the team who
it is
put the rules out, right?
Yeah,
and this is the important part. Like, you know, in crypto and, you know, Ethereum and all these smart contracts and everything, it's the programming is just, you know, executing the way that it's designed, right? Like, it doesn't matter if it's against the spirit of it or whatever. This is an important part, you know.
Yeah, so I'm like annoyed because I was like, sweet, for once I get to be at my computer when this is going down and actually get this. And you know, they came out yesterday with like one announcement, and then I guess there was so many pitchforks in their Discord that they've like backtracked, and now they've changed what they're doing like 3 or 4 times. I mean, if you go look on Etherscan, you can have a look and you'll see there were like 70 people. I think it was like 70 or 80 accounts that hold more than one because they managed, you know, they looked at this, they saw this was happening, minted it out. I mean, instead of bricking these things, you could just up the supply. Like, there are so many things you can do. Every other project that has gone through this has approached it in sort of a different way, and most of them have come out fine. But the thing that's different over here that they're doing is, if you were one of the people that minted more than one, they're removing you from the new contract. They're like, so we fucked up. Well, they're basically going, this was our mistake. We fucked up, and you guys figured something out, but it wasn't in the spirit or whatever the fuck. So we're now going to penalize you.
Like, they expect Ethereum traders to be on the honor system. Like, oh, okay, would you do? All right, well, we'll all just hold hands and fire. Are you joking?
Yeah, this is what they've done. So I mean, it's kind of fucking frustrating.
Yeah, a little bit. Tell me something about Pixel Mythics. I was never in that Discord. Is it a game? Are they making
it? It's a game. So the ones that are minting are Genesis, and then you've got like 10K more that are coming out later. It's a pixel art project with a lot of game mechanics. The game does look pretty good. I forget all the details now because it's been so long. Like, I think I got on the Discord like fucking 3 months ago or something. So it was something I was really keen on. But now I'm going to be holding a bunch of bricks. So I'm interested to see how this plays out when they unpause the contract. But I think removing all the people that did, I mean, they got into a fucking Twitter war with Otto, because Otto was sitting there going, all right, well, I minted one more of these and now you're making me a villain. Like I minted these with the full, intention of holding them.
And you paid for them, correct? Like this wasn't a free mint.
Yeah, absolutely. You still fucking paid for the mint. I mean, as did I. Like, I was super keen on this thing because we've been waiting on it for fucking months and months. And all the ones I minted, I wasn't planning on like insta dumping because I think the thing has a fair way to run.
Mhm.
But they're just like, nah, fuck you. So yeah, that's what happened with it. There were a few other things I was going to mention, but I can't even remember now because I've been waiting. Oh yeah, the link for Magic I put up in the little private chat thingy on Restream. So yeah, you were looking at layer 1 yesterday, I think. Where
so what does that even mean?
So as you know, Arbitrum is a layer 2 solution, and you have Magic, which initially you could get on layer 1 from staking ends and staking loot and all sorts of shit like that. But that was before Arbitrum was actually live, so it was just an ERC20.
Okay.
But since it's gone live, you can bridge. I mean, most of the Magic has been bridged, and all the liquidity and all the volume, blah, 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 is all on layer 2. So it's actually on the Arbitrum network. So I posted that link in there.
And it never hit $6 on Arbitrum?
No, never hit $6 on Arbitrum.
Gotcha.
The high it hit was $4.90, I think, yesterday or the day before. Yeah, yesterday, day before. And then it got to like 468 because but I mean it's done some decent volume. I think it's done like it's telling me over here about $30 million in volume. Today I think it was like 35 yesterday. So that's where all the liquidity is and that's where all the volume is.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
cool.
yeah,
Thank
Magic.
you for that clarification.
It will always be
no worries.
650 in my heart, free market.
Yeah, I mean, this thing really could hit 650 in the next couple of days because I was looking at this chart and it's just gone totally fucking parabolic. So I drew a little parabola on it and looking at it yesterday. This was before it like pumped and then fucking dumped. But surprisingly, it held at about 340, which is exactly on this curve that I drew. I mean, anybody can draw a fucking curve on a chart, but I was pretty surprised that it actually held that. So yeah, I mean, in the next couple of days, if it continues this momentum and actually keeps going parabolic, I think hitting $6 really is not out of the question.
So do I just see my swole bodies here? They're staked. They're earning.
Yep.
Should I just leave them and not even think about it?
Just fucking leave them alone, man.
Gotcha.
I mean, I'm leaving mine alone. I've got a couple of them. I've just staked them and I've just left them alone.
Gotcha.
The interesting thing with Arbitrum is with Magic is like all of these NFTs or all these games and shit that are coming out on this, they all run on Magic and they all consume Magic as well in some way, shape, or form, like in their roadmap. So that's going to be good. The only thing I am looking at is I believe there is a big unlock happening at the end of the month. I think it's the 24th or the 25th, where there is a fairly large supply of Magic being unlocked. I can't remember like from where. I think it's from like the initial funding or from a bunch of different shit. Like as you know, with a lot of shit coins, you get tokens that lock and unlock. So that unlock, I don't know. It's difficult to say whether like you'll see a big dip there, or if you will just see all those unlocked coins go into NFTs on Magic. So
right on, interesting.
Right, so it's kind of hard to say. So it's holding up really well. Small brains and small bodies are both still pumping or holding. A play, I think I put something in the dojo the other day, was a lot of people started accumulating land, because they've mentioned now that holding land is a requirement for future airdrops. So land massively pumped, and I think it's retraced a bit now. Another one that's been moving or hasn't gone crazy, but has sort of moved, and I think there might be a bit of room there still, is on the cars, because apparently what you can do is you can buy a shitload of different cars, buy multiple cars, and then you can burn them later so you get a rarer car. So some people have been going out and buying up like fucking 20 cars to burn later on.
Gotcha.
So that's also interesting. And there was something else. There were like 2 other things I wanted to mention, but I can't fucking remember now.
That's all right, man. We do have to wrap the show up now, though. We're about to hit 2 hours. So if they come up and you think about them, feel free to jump in tomorrow and bring them up.
No worries. Yeah, I mean there are a lot of drops this month. Like it's crazy and it's ridiculous. It's insane how many good mints are coming up. I think one of the ones I wanted to mention was Stapleverse. Maybe I think it might have been mentioned on the show before, but I think that's in about a week as well.
Jeff Staple.
Yep. Yeah. So the whitelist mint is in a couple of days, and then public mint is I think like a week after that or something. So that's one that I am looking out for. And FMC. Next time you say like, "Hey, this is really good," I am definitely minting 100 of them because I have major regrets on not max minting the fuck out of lemons. I was sitting there licking my wounds from Artifact that day. I remember well because I got home, I just gotten wrecked on that, and I was like, I didn't even get to mint him because I was like healing in pain. So I swept on OpenSea afterwards. Like I bought a couple of them. Nothing crazy, but I missed minting them because of that. And now I'm just sitting here like, you fucking idiot. I should have just done the same thing. Sell the vials and just put it all into lemons.
That'd have been the move.
Would have been a good flip for sure. So, Eladin, always great to hear from you, my man. We'll catch up with you soon, okay?
Thank you, Eladin.
Alrighty, mate.
Appreciate it, bro.
Sounds good, mate. It is.
All right, free market. How you feeling?
I am feeling like I need to really secure an invisible friend. Just so I could feel good about my January. I got my cool pets. I got to go find out if it's actually 2. I'm extra excited.
Yeah. Keep me in the loop. I want to know.
Yes. So what was I going to mention? All right. So we got Illuminati revealing tomorrow. I know a lot of people are still holding their Illuminatis. So Illuminati is revealing tomorrow.
I've got my 3, and it's dipped back down to about 0.4 floor, and I'm almost thinking that I might want to pick up a 4th.
That's what I was even caught. Like, I think the reveal is going to be pretty awesome. I think there's something there that reveals tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. And yes, go around to your various Discords and grab those cool pet allow list spots. Those are so hot.
Yeah, that's going to be a big deal. This is a great show. I appreciate everybody tuning in today. Congrats to the winner of the merch, Lilu. She got a hold of you in Discord, I think.
Yep.
And we'll get that sent out to her, and we will do it again tomorrow, same time, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Be here. We will have the show going for you, and I look forward to it. Free market, take us away.
Good luck at the table, Degens.
Good luck.